live. Am I going to be able to make this thing work? We shall see. Now to go the other direction. And that'll work. Scoot the torch if I can't scoot the camera, huh? Zoom in. Oops, too much. Very sensitive zoom in and zoom out. When you got to do your own camera work, guys, you got to do your own camera work. Now let's see what we can do here, kids. This is a whole bunch of icicles over here that I wanted to give to a certain person, but they never showed up. Got a whole bunch of these. And here's some, good to see somebody live. Scallop shells that I've been working on for pendant slash pieces. Here's a snail, which worked out real well. And this is what I did the last live show. I made a land turtle. And also I made an angel. And it's good to see that you guys can see the... I shouldn't have touched it. I did, but I shouldn't have touched the camera again. Let's light this baby and see what we can come up with. Yeah, I need to put it up a little bit higher. Sorry, guys. When you got to do 3 things at once. Now, I'm going to do a hand-blown Christmas ornament because I can. Of course, everything's on top of my blow hose. Of course, everything wants to fall down from where it was to where it isn't. Or to where it is now. Okay. Good to see somebody watching. I'm going to do a live video on making a hand-blown Christmas ornament. Now I have a blow hose connected to this tube. And we'll see what we can come up with. Short of a pretty piece of glass. Puffing very lightly and very easily into the tube there, making it expand a little bit. we go. And I'm going to add another little bubble underneath. I'm going to point the bottom of this. There we go. And as I'm doing this, I'm now going to add to the surface a little pattern. And hopefully I did the loops or the waves big enough and long enough so that they should connect right back to each other. Almost there. Yeah, we just about made it. There we go. I'm going to try to do these live videos, and I'll take some suggestions from you guys that when would be a good time, so I can schedule it ahead of time. Now I'm going to put some dots on this lower one. Actually, I'm going to use a longer rod here. I hate to burn my fingers off, so let's do that. Spiky dots. I guess I'm going to do a lot more spiky dots. Good to see somebody watching. If you have any questions or comments or requests, just ask and I'll see what I can do about answering. Yes, this is live. So if I screw up, I screw up in front of you. Matter of fact, the last one I did screw up an angel, but I did fix it before I left it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bail on the top of this ornament. First, I'm leaving the top open because I can. And before I put the bale on it, I'm going to add some silver fume. You'll see what I'm talking about in a second. Is this it? Yep, this is it. Yeah, there we go. Nice and pretty. Now all I got to do is put a loop on or bail on the top of this thing, and it's ready to go. Of course, I don't really need to put a bail. I could probably put one of those cap stringers on it, but I don't. I just go ahead and put a bail and leave it at that. Good to see somebody watching again. If you have a question or a comment, now's the time to ask. And I'll try to answer it. Just type in the box. Okay. And there we went with one hand-blown Christmas ornament. Silver fumed. Let me go ahead and do, let's see. What haven't I done in a little while? I don't know why I like to do them, but I'm going to do a... Yeah, why not? Live dragon. It's not going to be big, but it's going to be a live dragon. I think I've got enough of the size glass I want to use. Just tilt this a little bit. Sorry about this, guys. It likes to... We've got a continental drift going on here. See there? Slowly but surely moving. Let's see if I can keep up with it. This is going to be a blue dragon. Not a very big one. Little blue dragon. I have a lot of fun doing my dragons, I'll have to admit. They have been my favorite out of all the things that I do. Why? Because I can. Let me see. Oh, that would be some good color for the background. Let me see if there's another one. This is a dark. No, that's not it. Trying to look for. Ooh, yeah. Got enough to do the whole thing, so we'll do it all in blue. That light blue. I know I don't have too many people showing up, but that's okay. It has been forever since I've done live video. So we'll definitely start putting some more live feeds on. Now that I know that I can, fairly simply. Okay. I'm going to do the front two paws here, front two arms. Yeah, this is live, so if I screw up, I screw up live. Don't plan to, but especially on a dragon. Kind of hard to put up with losing track of how to screw up a dragon, right? Now I can and I will probably, and I've been doing it more often, is editing these videos to become a 3-minute blip. And I also put the voice edited in the background of what I'm doing at the same time. So it's me in the background that you're hearing. I know I've done some with music to them in the back in the past, but I'm going to try to do more with me, with my video, my own video feed and my own voice, so that oh, that's a little bit too low. Let's try a little higher here. There we are, just a little bit higher. Excuse me. Yes, even the belches are live. And again, if you have some requests or some ideas for future live shows, I would love to hear it. And I'll try to schedule it so that people know that it's going to happen instead of just showing up like I'm doing now. Oops, wrong direction. There we go. We'll get back to that. Adding just a little bit more to the legs here in the back. Just a little. Now I'm going to do the toes back here. Thanks for showing up and seeing that I'm live. I'm doing a dragon. I love my dragons. They've been my favorite. Mermaids almost took over at one point. The dragons have always been my favorite. I love my fantasy animals, I guess. That way, they don't have to look like anybody else's. They can just look like mine. If you know what I mean. Now, I'm going to put a punte on the back tail here. And do the wings. Not some big wings, but some wings. That was hot. Got my finger a little bit too close to the punte that I just put on there. That should be just about right. One's a little bigger than the other, but just like in real life. Okay. With that, I've done another dragon. On the live feed. I love that color blue. It's almost Carolina blue. Matter of fact, let's do it better justice and hold on to it by the tail so that you can see better. Can't go wrong with that. Could, but not by much. There we go. And we got needs a little bit more heating up there. There we go. And here is the Christmas ornament I did just a little while ago. When you go back and see it from the beginning, I guess. Silver fumed. I want to thank you guys for being out there. Boy, 2 people show up. Matter of fact, since you're here, if you have any requests that you would like to see me do, now's the time, and I'll see what I can do about getting it done. Just type it out in the chat room. And while that's going on, I'm going to try again to make this camera work. I was just about ready to leave, but since I've got 2 people in here, any request? A cat, a mouse, a swan, a bear, a whale, a snail, a unicorn, a horse, a frog. A frog? Could do a frog. Little frog. Why not? only because 2 people showed up. This is a clear piece, and I should have it done within 3 or 4 minutes at the most. And that's not even sped up like some of them I've done. Oh yes, by the way, I'm running almost at 9,000 subscribers. I'm about 30 something short. So click like, click subscribe, and don't click the notification icon so that you'll know when I'm going to go live again, and also do other videos. I'm glad you at least showed up. Again, I was ready to, because I'd had a few people show up but blip out. But again, if you have ideas or suggestions on upcoming shows, questions, answers, whatever, if you want me to answer some questions, type them down in the comment section, and I'll see about doing what I can do about getting them answered, and or do a demonstration to show that I can try for you. Now, if I don't know how to do it, guess what? I can't do it, but I'll see what I can do. Some things I've learned to do and do them over and over and over again. Making a frog is one of them. It's fairly simple. The best way I can describe it to you is just like you would sign your name or spell out a word. I can spell out an animal in shapes. And do it over and over and over again. Just like you can spell out a word over and over again. And just like you would take, say for example, a frog. No, well, take for example the word CAT. You immediately get an image in your mind and what CAT stands for. But just by changing one letter in that word, HAT, it becomes a totally different animal or totally different image in your mind. The same thing with the animals, in that just by changing subtly or subtle places on like a frog, or not a frog, well, even a frog, by flattening out his body and putting on a tail, I can come up with a lizard. Or a unicorn, just by stretching out the neck a little bit more and stretching out the head a little more, it becomes a dragon instead of a unicorn, just by changing subtly in some places. So it's a totally different thing. Almost there. I'm going to do one more thing to it afterwards. I'm going to add the silver fume to the piece, which will do 2 things. One, it'll define the image a little bit better than clear anyway. And 2, show you how to fume a piece real quick. And after this, I am going to call it quits unless somebody comes up with some questions or answers that they'd like me to try to answer. I do appreciate you being out there, and I couldn't have done it at all without your support. Your support is very important to me. Now, one last thing. Silver fuming. Let's see if I got that piece. Yeah, it's right here. Take it off a little bit. There we go. Now let's see if I can do this the way I want it to. You place the piece just a little bit out from the silver, and you can see the silver spot right there on that. And there it goes. Oh boy, did that go over there. I have no idea why the silver makes it look gold, but all that glitters people will pay the gold for. So for a simple bit of fuming of silver, you make your money back and then some. As always, thanks for being out there. Carpe Vitro, and enjoy your day. Also, don't forget to click like, click subscribe, and if you are a subscriber, thank you for being out there again. And if you're new, hey, got to start sometime. I have a lot to offer. I may not do the best. I'm not the best glass blower in the world, but I'm not the worst. And I give you something to look forward to. You never know what I'm going to do next. Thank you, Walker. I appreciate the Merry Christmas. It's part of the deal. As always, Carpe Vitro, and enjoy your day.